Summary of events for the city of Damascus and its countryside for Friday, May the 3rd. The number of martyrs today reached 100 so far, among them 4 women, 7 children and 1 martyr under torture, distributed as 37 in Damascus and its countryside, 24 in Banyas, among them 8 from one family who were executed in the field, 12 in Aleppo, 12 in Homs, 7 in Hama, 3 in Deir az-Zor, 2 in Dar'a, 2 in Latakia and 1 in Idlib. The day started just like every Friday with security spread in most areas of the capital, as security at Al-Hassan checkpoint in Al-Midan strictly inspected the inhabitants. Security spread was also noted in Al-صناعة, as regime forces stopped the cars coming from Al-Zahira street and arrested a young man from his house in Bustan al-Dur. Security also spread in front of the mosques in Al-Mazze, and a temporary barrier was centralized near Al-Akram mosque, while a shell had fallen in Al-Adawi near Al-Haya hospital, followed by a security alert in the area. Military aircraft flew in the sky of Damascus and was fired at from the south of the capital, while fires broke out in Jober because of the cannon bombing on the area. And the neighboring Al-Qابون was also targeted with a number of mortars and several neighborhoods of the area, and smoke was seen rising because of the bombing on the industrial zone, as a fire broke out near Tishrin Stadium in Al-Baranke, and fire engines rushed to the area, accompanied with security cars. East to برزة was bombed with cannons, as 3 shells hit the outskirts of the Grand Mosque, and fires broke out in houses due to anti-aircraft weapons that fired at the buildings. As for Rukn security presence was noted in the area, and a temporary barrier was set near Salah ad-Din Mosque in the afternoon, inspecting passing by people. In El Yarmouk camp in the south, a shell had fallen in Magharba Street close to Palestine Square, in the middle of intermittent clashes near the City Hall building in Palestine Street. People started to move normally in the camp, arriving and departing after a siege forced by regime forces that lasts for 6 days. To the countryside, and starting from Daraya in the west, a military convoy headed the city this morning, supported with tanks, armored vehicles and troop carriers, to strengthen the centralizing of the regime forces in their positions in the shade of rocket bombing by the 4th Brigade, causing fires and large material damage. The nearby Al-Mu'addamiyya was not better off, as the city was bombed with rockets by the artillery centralized in the mountains, increasing the destruction that has been occurring in the city for over 7 months, while 4 people died in Khan al-Sheikh due to cannon bombing on the town. Military aircraft targeted base Saham with 2 aerial raids, causing huge destruction. Al-Abbada was also targeted by warplanes raids, along with shelling by rocket launchers all over the area. Regime artillery bombed Harb in Al-Qalamun, while rockets from the Troop 40 in Al-Qutayfa bombed the city of Renkus, causing the death of 5. The western part of Harasta was also bombed with rockets, while regime artillery fired at many of its neighborhoods. Amleha and Kafar Batna were both bombed with rocket launchers and heavy artillery, causing the death of 2 and a number of injuries in the first, along with aerial raids that targeted the second, causing huge destruction. A number of people lost their lives and others were wounded in Ashrafiyat al-Abbasi because of heavy bombing on it, while a number of demonstrations against al-Assad and his regime were set in many areas, in spite of the terrible security situations in each al-Asali, Douma, Harasta, Saqba and Arbin, along with a large funeral in Yabrud where people cheered for the afflicted cities and against al-Assad.